We're live. We got little Miss Lori here joining us. Mr. Johnie, Auntie Jennie, Braxy's down here.
Happy
I might
Easter.
have to pop out and feed her when she starts screaming. So
happy Easter, happy Passover.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Easter. Happy.
Come here.
Did you make anything good to eat, Johnie?
I forgot to get Easter candy for myself.
It'll all be on sale tomorrow.
I know it sounds gross, but I really like those chocolate eggs. What are they called? The Canterbury eggs or whatever?
The Cadbury ones.
Yeah, they're kind of gross, but I really like them. Look,
I bet Johnie eats Peeps.
You know, Peeps are really good when you do them like roasted.
First of all, how dare you? No, I do not eat Peeps. Peeps are marshmallows. I don't like marshmallows by themselves.
They're like nasty marshmallows. I like marshmallows like in hot chocolate or something.
Rocks, jelly beans?
I'm a jelly bean person myself. As long as you ain't got the black ones in there.
Johnny, we need to get jelly beans together. I love the black ones. They had a whole bag of black jelly beans this year.
Tastes like tires.
I like Peeps, but I like them roasted, like you would regular roasted marshmallows. I don't know.
Tastes like food coloring to me, all of them. Like red number 4 and blue number 2. They all taste the same.
Does food coloring have a taste?
Yes, it does.
It has a mental taste.
I don't like it.
Johnny and I were just having this conversation, I think it was last week, about marshmallows. And the best type of marshmallows are the ones that they put in the cereals that are kind of crunchy, like in Lucky Charms.
Freeze dried.
They should make those kind of marshmallows in bags without the cereal, just so you can sit there and crunch on marshmallows. Your friends want to say hi to you because you're the Easter bunny.
Roxy.
It's like Lucky Charms, just the charms.
Yeah. Well, I found Oreo cereal the other day when I went to Winco, and it has the marshmallows, and they're the crunchy ones. So they do have those. They have the crunchy marshmallows. Where? Sage, spill the tea. Spill the tea. So, yeah. So how's everybody doing?
I went to a play last night. My guitar teacher's son, who's getting ready to graduate from high school, was the lead in this play. And so it was going to be my last chance to get to see him perform. He's got a beautiful singing voice. It was a musical called Something Rotten. And into the first act, not even halfway into the first act, the fire alarm goes off and everybody had to vacate and wait for the fire marshals to come and walk the entire school, not just the auditorium, the entire school, to make sure it was clear. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I had to pick the exciting night to go.
Yes, you did.
But they did an awesome job.
Nice. We had a bunch of protests yesterday.
We did.
That was nice. My little seaside town here was lit up all down the coast. And then in the city of San Diego, they had some pretty good ones too, downtown area and throughout the city. But
some of the cities that had really big protests surprised me, like Boise, Idaho. Idaho tends to lean a little bit red, you know. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Salt Lake City, St. Paul, Minnesota, huge protest, huge.
Mm-hmm. Everybody was texting me about the damn earthquake. I didn't even know it happened.
People were texting me to text you.
Yeah, people were texting Lori to text me, and I'm like, there was an earthquake? Like, the only reason I knew was because my phone, the alarm, I was like, there was? Because it was out in Julian, which is 11 miles east of San Diego. So by the time it got here and LA, it was maybe a 3. I didn't even know. I didn't even know it happened. I was like, oh, whatever. You know.
I saw a video on YouTube of the elephants at the San Diego Zoo, and they were backing up their butts together and protecting a
The
baby
babies.
Aw.
after the earthquake. Like they didn't know, they thought, you know, a predator was coming or something.
No, my coworkers at work, because they were down in San Diego working, and he said he felt it. It was like 5 or 6 seconds. That was it. He said he thought it was like really loud wind because the doors on the warehouse were shaking. And he's like, I went outside and everybody was like, that was an earthquake. So he was laughing about it. I'm like, dude, this is, you know, unless it's something huge, a 5, it's like nothing really, you know, but I didn't feel nothing. So knock on wood, though, I'm not trying to manifest a freaking 10 on the Richter scale. Okay. So.
Unless it's at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. So.
Or off the coast of Mar-a-Lago, we could create a tsunami over Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to go to this particular protest yesterday. I was getting my house back in order, but there was a very good turnout in Fort Myers.
Really? In
Yes,
Fort Myers?
Yes, on the corner of Daniels and 41.
Oh, are you kidding me right now?
I'm not kidding. There was a big one the last time on the 19th too, and we had quite a few people in Cape Coral. I did go to the first one. I couldn't go to the second one.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's great.
That's surprising because I'm familiar with the area. I grew up there. Went to high school there, so it's kind of like Fort Myers.
Mm-hmm.
That's wow.
Right.
That's wow.
It was a lot of people both times.
The county next to me in North Orange County, that's red, which I don't understand how, but it's red, and the protests there were insane. Wow. I was like, holy crap, you know. So
that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that gives me hope.
And then we have Bernie and AOC coming out, and deep red states drawing 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people crowds. Mm-hmm. It's, you know.
Hey, Adam in the chat. Yeah, they've been getting like Joan Baez and Neil Young, you know, old rock and rollers that were around, you know, during Woodstock to play with AOC and Bernie. Mm-hmm. Get the older part of the crowd going. The younger people don't know who they are.
Well, Bernie Sanders made an appearance at Coachella the other day. Like, you go, Bernie, you go. Here I am years later, and I'm still feeling the burn. I love that guy. You say what you will about Bernie Sanders, but say he is authentic. That man has never changed his message, ever.
Never.
Some of the younger rockers need to start participating because that would, you know, draw the younger people. You know, Green Day, which is middle-aged now, they always protest about Trump and stuff in their concerts and stuff, but they need to be joining in with AOC and Bernie and really pushing.
Well, I think a lot of them have. You know, you had the big thing with Taylor Swift that endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
You know, you had a bunch of artists and musicians come out against Trump. The only people that support Trump are like, I wouldn't even call them C class celebrities. They're like Z, like Zulu, you know? So, I mean, you got Kid Rock, the meth head from Detroit or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like these have-beens that weren't even really a thing when they were at their peak.
Well, he has Carrie Underwood.
Well, she's regretting it.
I bet she is.
She's come out and said that she regretted endorsing him.
She did?
Uh-huh. It was all over TikTok. The day after, I think it was the day after or the week after she did the thing for his inauguration. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was shocking.
I'm sure the only reason she's doing it is because it's hurting our sales. You know? So, I mean, that's the only thing that seems to matter with these folks. But
new member of the FAFO club.
Brand new.
So what do you guys have going on, Lori? Any announcements or anything? Or
no, not really. Just our ongoing psychic development members class, and that's every Sunday. But we're doing it tomorrow because of Easter. And And that's going really great. We're going to add in a few crystal classes. We're all doing readings on there. And I have my crystal class going, but that's full now. So that's it for me. I have readings available mid-May, at the end of May, at thewayofpositivechange.com if somebody wants to schedule a reading.
Excellent. And I've had a reading with Lori. It's really great, you guys.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I think we all have had readings with
I've sent a lot of my friends to her for readings because, when I have something come up, I just get Johnny and Becca to read on it in the after show. But I don't have that much coming up anymore, since I work from home, and I don't feel a need for reading that often. But I send a lot of people to Lori.
Thank you. We've all had questions for each other, here or there.
I can't read for myself, so I have to ask somebody else.
What about you, Jenny? What you got going on?
Let's see, JenLynTarot.com if you'd like to schedule a reading with me. We have just a little bit over a month to register for JenLynTarot.com Healing Energy Center seminar, working with the astral body back into the physical. I've been doing personal readings for people that a lot of them, some that have come to the first round of seminars last year that want to come back this year, and some newbies that are going to come. So I get so many people. I had somebody email me the other day asking if I would do one in Ohio near her. And I'm like, I don't go around and do them near one person. I have to find a place that has the right setup for me, which means I need a lot of massage tables. So the seminar is held at a massage school in Portland, Oregon, the largest massage school in the country. And it's the setup I need. So y'all quit hounding me to come to your city or your state.
But they love you.
Like I am, and go to Portland. And the airfares are really cheap right now. Tourism is down thanks to Trump.
We're going down the toilet fast, you guys. We're going down.
Nobody wants to fly over here because they're afraid they'll get sent to El Salvador or something, even as a tourist. It's like nobody wants to come. So, I've got appointments open in June. There might be one or two left in May because I had a cancellation the other day. So, but appointments open in June for readings. And I don't know. Other than that, I'm getting ready to go into yard care hell because it's gardening time and everything's blooming. And
how are your allergies doing with all the blooms?
The magnolia tree in the front opened up this week, and all the jonquils and narcissus and all those started blooming. And all week, my sinuses kept draining, which gives me a little bit of a cough. So pardon me if I'm coughing a little bit. I try to mute my microphone, but I had to keep apologizing during readings because I kept having to take a break, and I need to get to the drugstore and get some cough drops or something.
What about you, Mr. Johnny?
Not a thing.
Not a thing?
Not a thing.
Don't you have a classes starting in June again?
I do. If you want to register, or I should say reserve a spot, you're not paying for anything. If you want to reserve a spot for the tarot class, email me at tarotsapprentice@gmail.com. It is June 1st, last 6 weeks. It's $100. It's on Zoom. 2 p.m. Pacific, every Sunday.
And how much are you charging, Johnny?
$100.
Can't beat that, you guys.
I forgot. Next Saturday night, I'll be on Mystic Sisters with Ona and Dr. Vicky.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I forget whose channel we're on, but that's Saturday night. So anybody wants to tune into that.
I love Ona and Vicky. They're awesome.
It's relaxing to watch. It's less noise than politics.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Vicky and I are trying to figure out a time we can do a video together on a little bit of the astrology that's going on right now.
Yeah. Next week is a little cray.
April's just been crazy, and especially for fire sign people, Aries. A lot of planets, Neptune coming into Aries the first time since 1862.
I might have to pop out and feed the little monster because you can't see her, but she's right there.
You staring a hole in your head.
Yeah. She's like, Mom, where's my dinner? And then I have to give her bug medicine, the flea tick and heartworm. So I have to wait after she eats, and then I got to give it to her because Matt ate the whole thing of peanut butter and didn't replace it. And I tried to give it to her yesterday with cheese. She ate the cheese and spit out
Of course she did.
It's a huge pill for her weight, so I cut it in 4.
Right.
So she ate the cheese and spit out the pieces. I'm like, Braxy. So Peanut went to the store today and got peanut butter, and I'm like, that's how you're gonna take it. You want Din Din?
Din Din and a peanut butter treat.
You want Din Din? I was telling Jennie and Lori that she was playing sick the other day. She wasn't sick. She just got moody and didn't want to eat her food. So I had to make her chicken and rice, and then she ate. So now it's like she's learning, like, if I don't eat my food, I'll get the special stuff, So you want Din Din? Want mommy to make you Din Din?
I had a couple people asking me if something was going to happen this week, like if anything notable was going to happen with this week with all this crazy astrology stuff.
I'll do it. Can you guys go ahead with that one if you want to? I'm going to run down and feed the little monster before she eats my head.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Because we had the Supreme Court come out against Trump last week. He erupted today. He's all pissed off. Is there anything big happening this week?
Yeah, he seemed very angry. This giant rant, like this long, and at the end about judges and Democrats, and at the end, all in caps, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America.
Well, he tweeted that he's not bringing Garcia back. He's not coming back, like in all caps. That's just evidence for the judge in court that you are not trying to facilitate a return.
Right. Did he tweet that or True Social that?
I saw it posted on Twitter, but a lot of times they lift it off of True Social.
Thank you, Terry, for printing out the question. So is anything cray, anything outstanding
from Trump's administration
for this coming week, the week of the 21st? I saw, Johnie, I just saw when I was getting on here that you did a video about what was going to be happening when Trump was captured or netted. Gaffed, netted.
That was a good video. Thank you, Rendezvous.
I just don't know the timing, unfortunately. I asked the question of, is there anything in the headlines, like a big story or something? Because astrology is a big thing. It covers, everything in the earth. But what I get is some kind of conflict in the water. That's going to be a big story, apparently.
A conflict in the water?
Yes.
Or in like ocean water?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And also, this could also have something to do too. Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, like with the stuff that's still trapped on cargo ships and things of that nature too.
Oh,
so there may be a pretty big story about that. A lot of information coming about because there's a lot of talking, a lot of reports about that. Maybe he backs down from the tariffs or something, but we'll see.
Well, I know that he is charging China an extra fee for any ship that's coming in. So I just was made aware of that.
I keep getting this earth sign woman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's like a Letitia James or it's not in his administration. I'm hearing it's someone that's kind of resisting him. So whatever it is, it's definitely going to involve Trump the loser. something he stole in secret, like something he probably took to Mar-a-Lago or Bedminster, is going to get leaked. So whether there's tapes or messages or something is going to get leaked on him, that's going to be looked into. I think he's also trapped on the people he keeps sending to El Salvador, sending overseas. He's going to get trapped in that in a bigger way too. So something is really getting ready to shift here in the government. And I think even some of the wealthy people in the U.S., not the ones that support Trump, but some of the wealthy people are going to start speaking out about this, trying to bring some change.
Oh boy. Okay.
There's a good chance somebody's going to Russia soon too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's going to do a little visit.
Well, Witkoff was just over there for a week and pledging allegiance to him when Putin walked in the room. I'm getting, there's going to be announcements about people capitulating to the law, about the law, around the law. So this is, okay, so this is messages coming with someone giving in, not giving in at first, and then giving in, and then court rulings. And this has become my Elon Musk card.
The sneaky Pete.
Yes, it has, because every time he comes up, it says. So he could have something to do with it as well. But I also think because of this, and this, there's a betrayal of messaging that went to one of our enemies.
Well,
So someone we trusted gave messages to our enemies.
It came out that in Doge going into those computers, that immediately Russians got access to the systems. So there may be more leaks about that or something.
Yeah, especially with the page and the cheating, the betrayal. Like Johnny says, the betrayal doesn't come from someone you think of as an enemy. The betrayal comes from someone you trust. And that's what causes the pain, because you expect an enemy to do that. But then there's all these decisions and judicial decisions up at the top. This is my outcome card. So the courts are going to have a lot to say. Decisions about the courts. It's getting out of control.
Can we take a look at Hedgeseth? He got caught doing another signal chat with his wife and brother about the attack. So it wasn't just that group of politicians and then included the news guy. He also did one signal chat with his wife and his brother.
And this was after he got in trouble already?
It came out that he did it around the same time.
Okay.
That he had also messaged them about the attack. He keeps taking his wife to these meetings and stuff where she doesn't have security clearance. So
he gave
he texted on
to
Signal
that didn't have security clearance.
His brother and his wife about the attack. So what's going on with
in there, or is this short-lived?
Yeah, let's see. Are they going to keep covering for him? His brother, his wife, and his lawyer was on it. So, hey, lawyer, I'm going to need you soon because I'm texting everybody about an attack we're going to do.
Well, I cannot wait to see what you guys got on this one. And Johnny, what's the name of those cards? The shiny?
I wanted to say it's gold foil, Rider
Gold
Waite.
foil Rider Waite. Wow, those are just crazy.
Yeah, gold foil tarot.
Wow. Amazing.
I mean, they're nice, but I wouldn't buy them for nobody. I bought them for me because they're shiny, but they're very difficult to shuffle because they slide everywhere.
What you getting, Johnny?
Someone is going to call for him to resign. I don't know if he will, but somebody will, because his brother and his wife, there are constant conversations. 8 of Wands, there's the man, there's the woman. Constant conversations about stuff that they are not privy to or should not be privy to. There is defensive with the 7 of Wands, so he will be very defensive with this. And here was the 4 of Swords. Someone is calling for him to step back, step down. There are some people who are trying to protect him, though, with the 2 of Swords and the World card. They are trying to protect him because he's part of their little game. But something is going to be stripped from him. When? I don't know. But the 8 of Swords, he will be stripped of some sort of power or authority or something like that. So maybe another one bites the dust there, but I don't know when.
I think there's evidence that's more in his family, not just his wife and brother. More, little dog Toto, everybody in the family. It's like, but I get there's a Republican wanting someone new, calling for action, because America is like, but I get a Republican calling for an action to be taken against him, maybe moving towards a vote or trying to oust him. The White House, of course, is going to try to create confusion around this, but there may be calls for a deeper investigation, and I get more texts will be released. More will be revealed that he's caught in. So,
are you guys reading on Pete Hegseth?
Yeah.
Because he sent additional messages on the app to his wife, his attorney, and his brother, all of which do not have security.
At this point, I would be surprised if anybody in his cabinet has a clearance.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I feel that there are people around him that have huge concern and can't sleep. They're waiting for there's some sort of information report that's going to come out that hasn't surfaced yet. They're waiting for it. And on the doorstep is the tower. There's going to be yet another announcement very soon. And people don't want him. There's huge fights. They don't want him. They think he doesn't listen. He doesn't do what he's supposed to. He hits the wall and he's out. He'll be judged and they'll come to a meeting and just say no confidence or whatever. He's out. These are my 2 upcoming cards. This is about as big as you can get.
He's probably got some where he's included Alito and Thomas and Putin, on a
Yeah,
no,
and Hulk Hogan maybe.
Yeah.
Don't forget Kid Rock. Don't forget Kid Rock. I had to go feed the baby, but I missed what you guys were reading on about something happening this week. What did you guys get on that?
Johnny, because of the astrology, Johnny came up with something that, and so did Jen, something in the water, maybe with shipping containers or ships or waterways. And I got that there would be judicial announcements, and they're trying to go around the courts and judicial, and then a possible another leak by by someone we trust who went to one of our enemies. We were betrayed.
Speaking of which, that's a perfect segue into the next question. That whistleblower that came out against the Doge kids and Eli.
But his life on the line to do that too, by the way.
I don't think
And
I know
let me
about
tell
this.
you what these sons of bitches did. They basically set up a whole system, opened the doors, the windows, the garage door, the front yard, everything to Russia, gave them the username and passwords and said, here's how you get in.
Which is
And
probably what they also did in the election too, you know.
And mind you, that was one department. Think of what they've done everywhere else that they've gotten into with no clearance, no authority, no oversight, just some rando off the street that just decided, I bought a country for cheap. Let me just go wreck it because I promised Putin something. You know, it's just, my mind exploded. I mean, I was always of the mindset that they weren't auditing. They were either putting in some sort of malware or whatever. And here it is. Here it is, you know, because there's no reason for them to have gone into all those places. The Department of Energy, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, you know, because that's where our nuclear information is. Department of Veterans Affairs,
power grids and everything else.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine, Stephanie, and I told her, I was like, I'm just waiting for the cyber attack where we're going to be sitting in the dark with no power, no water, no utilities, no nothing, because Elon Musk, who made his billions off of our backs, decided to sell us down the river to a foreign enemy to save his own ass. You know, like, but that was one whistleblower. What department was he in?
Was it Department of Labor?
I think it was the Department of Labor, Jen.
I think it was Labor. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Because
I will die on the hill that mother effer did not win the election. I will die on that hill. Mm-mm.
You didn't.
So I want to know, this was, and what they did to the whistleblower was crazy. They sent him pictures. It looked like possibly a drone where he was walking his dog.
Yeah.
They sent pizza to his house, which is another thing they're doing to judges. They're threatening judges by sending pizzas to their houses.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
letting them know, I know where you live. I know what you're doing. I know what your family's doing. They're threatening their family, their whole family.
Their family. They threatened the judge whose son was killed last time during Trump's first go round.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
They're threatening her. You know, so that was one whistleblower. Will there be others in regards to Doge and what Doge did? Because it's just, it is, you talk about a breach, that's something on a scale we've never seen, ever, especially when it was done by a person who was allowed in, basically. They let him in. It wasn't like a cyber attack. He went in there and just did whatever the hell he wanted to. And the Republicans were like, yeah, this is totally fine. Totally fine.
It takes so much strength for them to come out when your whole family's being threatened.
Yeah, but I remember reading with you guys before, and we definitely got that they were going to leave the back door open.
Oh, yeah.
All of us.
Right. The back door, the windows, the garage, the front, everything, the roof.
Remote control to the garage. Like, okay, yeah. Go now.
Yeah. You want to talk about espionage? Holy crap.
I mean,
and then the cybersecurity text just left they quit the Pentagon.
Yeah.
The fact that the Republicans are just letting Trump sit there and he's in charge of Doge, just letting him sit there and get away with this.
Are you sure he's in charge of Doge? Because he'll say one thing, but then when he goes to court, he says something else.
Yeah.
So which one is it? Which one is it? Because you're lying to somebody or you're lying to both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
He created it, so he's in charge.
Dude, I'm telling you, skin those mother effers alive. Skin them alive. Skin them alive.
They need to be outed. They need to be doxxed.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
We need to send them, or someone needs to send them pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did get the names of a bunch of those young kids and were tweeting it and stuff. So they got doxxed a little bit, but yeah, they need to make it a little stronger.
Yeah, they need to follow them, like Marjorie Taylor Greene followed David Hope.
At this point, I'm past doxing. It's time for silver bracelets, honey. It's time for silver bracelets because what they did is beyond anything.
It's treason. Letting a foreign country into our government, it's treason.
It's not really treason technically because we're not at war.
Aiding and abetting an enemy, period. I don't care if you're in war or not.
It's not
abetting an enemy.
It's not. It's not. Technically, legally, by the legal definition, it's not. If anything, it's espionage.
Well, Trump said we're in war. That's why he's shipping people to El Salvador. So technically it's treason under his declaring war.
Johnie, what did you get? Is there going to be another whistleblower?
Yes. There will be. I got a bunch of people, actually. This is not in one department. This is everywhere. The sun and the empress, it grows significantly too. It's everywhere. It's in the White House too, but it's everywhere.
I mean, you're talking about the guy that had nuclear secrets in his freaking toilet.
Mm-hmm.
And a corrupt judge in Florida that was like, yeah, no, nothing to see here, folks.
That nobody, Lady Jane judge that just got placed there, and Jack Smith went out. It's incredible. I get that there's going to be more. I think they're going to come from within the judicial system and also the military. And they're trying to make up their minds now. I think they come from both of these branches. They just can't make up their mind how they're going to do this. But it all has to do with Russia. I got both of the cards. It all has to do.
Didn't Pete Hegseth get away? Didn't he do away with that one law against Russia? Pete Hegseth did in the Pentagon. Cybersecurity against Russia or something. He got rid of it.
They're not being checked. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, why would you check them? He left all the freaking doors and windows open.
Right.
There's a whole network of people. They're talking about the information, like the passwords that were changed and the information that's shared and the cover up of it. And here's that Queen of Pentacles again. So I don't know if she's someone who's kind of working with a whole network of people in all these different organizations and trying to pull them together. Yes, someone is coming out and is going to talk about somebody's going to leak more information. This could end up with court cases. My betrayal and treason card, because they're opening it up to partners overseas and they get trapped in it. So, I think there's a whole network of people that even if they've been laid off, they know, and they're going to try to band together to do like a massive leak of what's been going on.
I get an abundance of servers. This would be, this right here would be something electronic that's closed like a box. So like a server, a router, something like that in abundance. With the fish, leaks, stuff leaking out. Think of like having a leak in a pipe or something like that, where it just gets into your walls and everything else. But it's servers. This right here, stars and coffin, that's servers in abundance, and then a bunch of leaks too.
I mean, in all the agencies that they've already gone in and laid people off.
And it begs to question. Did they leave a back door open to Russia for Social Security so Social Security can be siphoned off? Think about it. Social Security is $1 trillion+ not a hedge fund, but what is that other word that I'm looking for? Trust fund.
Mm-hmm.
And Russia, their economy is in the shitter, just like ours is about to be. So what great way to fund them? Here's siphon money out of Social Security. There you go.
Oh, look, Social Security's failing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my next question is, will anyone at Doge be held to account? And I'm not talking slap on the wrist, what you did was bad. I'm talking tarred and feathered, skinned alive, guillotine, El Salvador, pick a place.
Leaking all this to Russia, giving them the go ahead.
So will anybody at Doge be held accountable?
Any of the ball people, the big balls, mouth balls, blue balls,
all the balls,
hairy balls, all the balls, balls to the walls,
petty balls,
petty balls. Any of the Doge people arrested and sentenced.
Not while Trump's there. I'm hearing.
Lucky girl disco balls.
Eventually. It's probably a thing to where you can pinpoint a suspect, investigate, arrest, try. It takes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 millennia. So it's one of them type of things. But here with the Six of Cups, this is some little group of people. They're like, it's like those troll farms. They're all in the same place. Whoever these people are, they're in the same place, or they work for the same thing or work towards the same thing. So they could all be siphoning information or whatever it is that they're doing, but there's at least 3. And
you're not getting the whole, all of them. You're not getting all of them.
There's at least 3.
I get at least 3. And this, again, I don't think it's no time soon, like at all. This takes a long time because this is memories and nostalgia, something way back when. So it takes a long time. There is an action against the 3 people, but they may just be scapegoats too. Bearing that in mind, to where, oh no, I didn't do it. It was Joe. Joe did it, and then Joe did blah, blah, blah. So they could be scapegoats, and there's usually more people that were in the dirt too. They just don't get blamed for it, like Donald Trump.
Or like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, he didn't do it. He hired the people to do it. Do you see what I mean? He's still
not what they were doing. Yeah.
He was still just as responsible, but he's the one who got those people in there to do everything.
There's evidence linking someone who was shared the information overseas. There's 3 of them, and it's treason. It's a betrayal. Going to court, every single 3 card. So the whole network of them, they kind of like pulled everything close to their chest. They kind of shut it down. They try to shut it down, but there's 3 of them hung out to dry that are spies in our government. But there's whistleblowers that are going to come out and make them all nervous. So somebody's got some tangible evidence. Somebody's was able to get something off a computer before they.
Yeah, I get the 3s too, but one may escape, but there's going to be a few that go 2 aces is the change of places that are going to go back overseas. There's going to be a few that leave. They're just going to be expats. They're leaving the country. They're leaving.
Which is kind of dangerous considering the knowledge that they have and how they did it, and everything can be done remotely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they were part of the team that interfered in the other thing.
And here's the other thing to your point, Lori. The reason why cybercrime is such a thing is because once you're in, good luck finding how you got in and where you are. Do you see what I'm saying? So I can totally see the scenario where the smart ones go ass and elbows and just leave.
Yeah, they're gone. They're actually leaving, and there will be a couple that stay behind, and they're screwed.
I guess it's going to be the younger ones. Energy, success, younger. The younger ones. That'll, and new whistleblowers too with the birds. But the people held accountable, younger. So Elon Musk, Captain Ketamine, is he going to...
Mr. Let me walk like a cyborg video.
You saw the video I sent you, Jen? He was high as a freaking... I don't think that man is sober a day in his life. I think he's sober is when he's sleeping. And even then, he might still be high.
Where is this? What did he do?
Oh,
there was a video from Anonymous, I think, leaked it, where he was doing an interview or whatever, and he's walking, and it looked like it could have been a warehouse or a hangar, where they keep airplanes.
He looked like a cyborg.
I mean, I was like, holy shit.
Together.
Yeah.
Sign up for his sperm right away.
Oh, speaking of Elon.
Order that stat.
If you want to see it, the channel, the Two Ladies I've Had It channel on YouTube, they did a whole video on it. They were like, oh my God, this guy is higher than a kite.
Wow. Yeah. So I want to know, is Elon Musk going to be, will he get silver bracelets for this whole entire Doge effery that
before he short circuits and ODs?
I think he's going to overdo it.
That's what I think too, Lori. I think he's gonna get so messed up that he's gonna end up the way of Matthew Perry.
Prince, Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Which will be a damn shame because I really want to see that guy skinned alive. I really do. I'm out for blood at this point because it's beyond.
Elon Musk serve any jail time.
I don't get jail. Let me pull cards until I do, then.
Reshuffle, Johnny. Reshuffle.
Well, I don't get jail. What I get is extremely defensive because detail after detail with the Eight of Pentacles is coming out. However, this is a person with the means to hide. And the Four of Pentacles is a person who runs from the city because of paranoia. He doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to be captured. He doesn't want people to take from him, all that stuff. All of the things that he thought were once hidden or secret or something that only he knew. Here's my announcement card. So it's all coming out. This, though, with the major, it carries a very big energy. So this is not just here's what happened. Here's what he did, detail. And so however it happens, because mind you, the Page of Cups is here, so somebody's supposed to be in somewhere. That's your surprise. Oops, I did it again card. So it's all going to come out eventually. But I do not see jail. Again, let me keep pulling until I do. But it just looks like he runs and hides. Oh, there's the jail card, but it's too late now. But.
Oops, I Did It Again would be the best song to play to that walk he's doing because it's That would be a great soundtrack to that. Yeah, somebody's got evidence of him doing the work to share the information, like helping choose, and also the liaison between Trump and Bound to the Devil. So what they're going to mull over is the fact that he was the boss of these three people, and that's what gets him in trouble. I do think he would be looking at jail time, but I'm not sure. He might try to escape to another country.
That's going to be interesting though, because he's made enemies of every country minus the dictators. All of them, including us, can freeze all his assets. So what good are you going to be in Russia when you have no money to give them? You're going to find your way out of a window? Can't go anywhere else. I mean, I guess you could go to Hungary or Turkey, but
Or Dubai, or
it's almost like he's a dead man walking. Do you see what I'm saying? Because now
jerkily walking.
yeah, he's a dead man walking, because what you've been excommunicated from every country where your influence was needed by the bad team. Whether your influence was covert or whatever, you've been effectively kicked to the curb. So you have no use now. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like,
and a lot of countries that are throwing out Starlink, not allowing them there.
Yeah.
But someone's going to take him. Someone will take him.
Mm-hmm.
He fights, he'll leave. Someone will take him. He strikes up a deal, and then he'll leave because he has money, and he'll offer something to some country that'll take him. He could even go back to where his family is. I don't know where his mom or his dad or any other family is, but or South Africa, or
But bear in mind what he was able to do for Trump. Somebody would love to buy the same service.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're going to go for it whole hook, line, and sinker.
Mm-hmm. Does he go to jail? No, but I get several indictments. But what good are indictments at this point? Because I mean, shit, we have a convicted felon and insurrectionist sitting in the White House. So,
right.
So speaking of Elon Musk, just to lighten it up a little bit, I was seeing it on TikTok a whole bunch, and then I saw it again on the I've Had It podcast. The two ladies over there who are a hoot.
They are a hoot. I love them.
They are a hoot.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you pearl clutchers out there that do not like strong language, that channel is not for you.
It's not for you.
But they were
I've
saying,
seen it and sometimes.
they were saying,
I've only seen it like once.
just to lighten the situation a little bit, because I'm gonna be petty. According to that one girl, one of Elon Musk's baby mama, the one that sold the Tesla, what's her name?
I forget. But she's claiming that Elon Musk has a botched dick implant surgery. So his dick is all botched. I'm not kidding you.
But also looking for a bunch of surrogates for in vitro, because he wants like hundreds of kids.
Yep. So according to her, Elon Musk has a botched dick implant. So there's that.
So apparently he tried to make a bigger rocket.
Tried
and failed at liftoff.
The mushroom.
Tried, and he still ended up with this size right here. I gotta tell you, it's always the bad people, man. So, the Republicans were trying to push a bill just recently to basically just no longer pay attention to the judicial branch, because they don't like how they're shooting Trump down on everything. Pegging, you might want to look it up. I don't think that's something. I mean, I'll discuss it, but should I, Johnny? Should I do it?
So I ordered groceries, and they're here now. Wait till I get back, and yes.
You guys asked, we're answering pegging. We're talking about pegging soon. So, so the Republican Party tried to pass a bill to basically bypass the judicial because they don't like that all the judges are coming out against Trump and everything's going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is saying, hell no, back it up. No, no, no. And 10 Republicans, 10, which is effing sad, sided with Democrats to kill the bill. So do the math. All of them basically minus 10.
We're okay with doing away with the judicial system, just letting Trump pull people off the streets right and left and
do whatever he wants. Do whatever he wants. Because, you know, we can't have a constitutional convention because nobody would sign on to that. So might as well try to write a bill to pass it into law, which would still get shot down. But I want to know, because I saw an interview the other day with Lisa Murkowski at a town hall where she was talking about she was scared. Well, go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead with your pegging definition.
Oh, no, I didn't have a definition. I thought you had a question.
Oh, somebody wanted to know what pegging was.
Oh, well, I'm not telling you.
Well, Becca,
Who wanted to know?
Pegging is...
I'll put it in the chat. How about
Oh, okay, there you go. Johnny's going to put it in the
that
chat.
way you don't get demonetized.
I mean, I don't see how I would get demonetized because all the booktubers talk about it. So
only YouTube.
So Lisa Murkowski was over there talking about how she's scared about retaliation, and I'm over there livid because it's like, did you forget? You guys could have impeached him the first time for extortion. You could have convicted him the second time for inciting an insurrection, and now you're scared to do your goddamn jobs. How is he going to be a threat when you kick him out of office? And, oh, by the way, all those felony charges were put on hold. They didn't go away. So you could easily clean your hands of this mess and walk away. And then when JD Vance gets out of line, do it to him too.
Yep.
And when little Moses Mike steps up and gets out of line, do it to him too. It's like they just forgot. They just forgot that there's anything that they can do. But we're scared. This is the monster they created. They made excuses for the last 10 years. They allowed him to do whatever the hell he wants to do. They keep giving him powers because they're handing over their congressional power to him, and now you're scared. The rest of the world isn't scared. China's over there punching him in the face.
I'll try to give a definition without getting you demonetized.
The definition of pegging is when a woman puts on a strap-on and then have sex with the man as though she was the man.
I was going to say, has an apparatus.
That's pegging.
Batteries.
Yeah.
So I want to know, is that congressional Republicans, both in the House and in the Senate? Okay. I want to know if, forget the sentiment of we're scared, because that's just, that to me sounds like you're trying to use compassion and sympathy for people to not hold your feet to the fire. I want to know if any of them, if the majority of them feel like this guy's got to go. He's got to go.
Will they do anything?
Yeah, exactly.
Know if they feel like he's got to go?
Yeah. And will they do anything?
Right, Raymond. America got pegged by Doge.
And we're still getting pegged by Doge.
No, because people do pegging on purpose. That was the R word right there.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Johnny. Thank you for because we did not consent to this.
No, we were not on board with this one. Yes, already. They do want. Here's the thing. Okay. Courage is not for everybody. Everybody ain't got it. But I think it's exactly as you said. She wants to use that as an excuse to not do anything. How does Letitia James feel? She went all the way. How does Fonnie Willis feel? She went all the way. Like she got a mugshot from the man. You don't think she worried about herself and her family either? They had a job to do. Jack Smith threatened the man, threatened his wife, threatened everything that he ever stood for.
Johnie, the judge, he went after the judge. And then when he got slapped around, he went after the judge's kids. And then when that got slapped around, he got his minions to do it. You know how you get rid of the problem? Throw the son of a bitch in jail. Throw him in, actually put him under the jail.
They do want him out. This is from his own side. Some of them. Here's the thing. The Two of Swords is a card where a person does not want to make a decision because they don't want the consequence thereafter. So you want things to just be, and eventually it will go away if I do nothing. But that's not how anything on earth works. It is still there whether you make a decision or not. The reason you need to make a decision is because something is going to happen, so you might as well participate in it. You might as well have some sort of say. That way you could mitigate the consequences. But yes, some do want him out, but
pick a side.
To do anything.
Yeah, pick a side.
It's pretty effing rich that she sat there. Oh, a lot of us are scared. Are you as scared as people walking down the street that are getting snatched up by ICE and sent to let's call it what it is, a death camp in El Salvador without a fair trial?
And you better stop him now, because the next thing he'll do, he'll pick up people in Congress and send them down there.
He's already said it on that hot mic. The next are the homegrowns. And I'm sitting there, I'm going, you're a convicted felon, motherfucker. How about we ship your ass out of here? You know, like, I mean, it's just, oh, but we're scared. We're scared. There's an easy out. There's an easy freaking out right now.
There are some that are looking at this betrayal that are changing and shifting on how they view it. And I think it has to do with the fact he's shipping people off in secret, to foreign countries and stuff. And they're talking about, there's a whole network of them. And they've also got pressure from donors. There's a lot of donors, like the Koch brother has a lawsuit against him.
Yeah. And Leonard Leo, Jen. The two people that have worked tirelessly for the past, 3, 4, 5 decades to get rid of government are now.
Yeah, those donors are like, we got to get off this bandwagon. So there's surprising strength of the number of people that are changing their perspective. And it's like, okay, this has been going on long enough, but I get there's like a sudden break. And a lot of it has to do with his ties and conflicts overseas with Russia, and what else is he harvesting to Russia? So they better be speaking out sooner rather than later. We're running out of time. We are already in constitutional crisis mode.
And not just constitutional crisis, national security, freaking 5-alarm goddamn fire over here.
I have a follow-up question, by the way.
At this point, I am surprised that we have not had a cybersecurity attack where everything has been shut off and we're just sitting here in the dark with no water, no utilities, no gas, no electricity, no nothing. And then on top of it, tanked the freaking economy. Then what? Then you're so, I'm just so scared. I'm just so scared. By that time, it's too late. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just... Anyways, what did you get, Lori?
They're still afraid. They're still capitulating because they're still afraid. And they don't want to go alone, but they're talking about possibly getting together with others. But I still feel like there's going to be one more big information, evidence-laden announcement or
leak.
Something big is coming. Something big is coming because I keep getting the Ace of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles, like Jen keeps getting.
Yeah, that Queen of Pentacles.
And it involves Russia and the Biden administration too. There's something went on, and so I feel like it goes all the way back to the election and who said, "Oh, it was unfair," and so I feel like they're not there yet, but this other shoe has to drop, and then if they all stand together, they can do. If they would just all hold hands together,
Yeah. They have power in numbers.
And that's what I don't understand, Lori. Like Jenny just said, they have power in numbers. Nobody except for a tiny minority. MAGA, Moses Mike, what's her face? The Neanderthal over there, that group of people that they're only in it for their own self-interest. Everybody else.
Yeah, it's all about their self-interest. It's all about, they're too afraid that they'll lose their money tree.
And they're insider trading train.
I get a yes, but it's going to take a minute. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's going to take a minute. For some reason, these people still think that they're in the minority. Did you see Chuck Grassley get chewed out?
Yes.
At his town hall recently, Chuck Grassley, the crypt keeper, got chewed out in a room full of old white people, which were all conservatives.
Yeah, he couldn't
reading about what Donald Trump did to that man by sending him to El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the opposite, MTG, tasing people, that speak out against her at her rally.
Dude, I'm not advocating for violence, but I so wish somebody would throat punch that woman one time, just one time, one time.
I have a kind of follow-up question and the flip side of it. So all these Republicans that are compliant and just going along with anything Trump wants to do, if he wants to destroy democracy and the rule of law and everything, will they try to rewrite the Constitution?
Well, they're going to try to call martial law first.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Will they try to
rewrite the Constitution?
Martial law would not in this country.
You don't need to, is what I heard, and because who is enforcing the Constitution?
I mean, really, Johnny, we have an insurrectionist.
It's like a lot of people think we should have a law for that. We have a law for that.
Yeah,
we need a person to enforce the law for that. He shouldn't be president at all right now.
He's
they're trying to go back to 1800s laws anyway. So
and they don't have to rewrite it. They just have to live it. Is all. Push forth this, take away that. Make sure you look at the fool in Oklahoma that I keep talking about, who wants to teach the Bible as a historical text. You don't have to rewrite the Constitution. You just got to drop in stupidity everywhere, and then there you go. But it's a block, and you don't really need it. All you need is the gaslight. If I can get you, voter, to believe this is the way the world should work, I don't have to rewrite anything. You'll just live by what I say. Just like the MAGAs do. Don't take the vaccine, eat arsenic dirt, drink your own pee. That type of, I don't have to rewrite it. I just got to tell you this is the way it is, and you'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of us, not so much. You'll always have resistance no matter who's on whose side. But them, they're prepared to live the way they say live. Remember, that's their king.
I get there's a group of them that have already rewritten it. They already are trying to shift into what they want the Constitution to be, and they're Republican. But as soon as they drop that, as soon as they try to do this change, defense mode through the court systems kicks in. So the change would end up getting killed. Like if they present this in Congress as a bill, like we're going to rewrite the Constitution, it would get killed immediately.
And you would need 2/3 of the entire United States to go along with it. It's not going to happen.
And I get America would try to isolate our leader. So it's like, yes. massive protests if they tried to do that.
Yeah.
Already a massive protest.
I think they're going to try to eliminate some things. Like they just want to cut a few things out. But like Jen said, I think it will be stopped. But it's about elimination. They want to lighten it.
I get a no. They'll just do changes at a state level, like what Johnie was saying.
Oh,
we have clear and definitive laws against separation of church and state. Homeboy in Oklahoma says, screw your federal guidelines. The Supreme Court said it's up to the states. I'm going to force kids to read my version of the Bible.
Okay.
Screw what federal law says. I'm going to ban abortion. Screw what federal law says. I'm going to ban this and that. And it's going to be wholesale tyrannical craziness at the state level is what I'm getting, not federally. To which I say, that's fantastic. All blue states stop funding the red states. Let's see how quickly you'll go bankrupt. Maybe then.
Be very quick.
Maybe then you'll start thinking about, oh, I don't know, following federal law. So the other thing that I had was, let me pull up my notes here. JD Vance, I guess, tried to go suck up to the Pope today on Easter Sunday. And the Pope had him talk to, I guess, a clergyman or somebody.
I exorcise you in the name of Jesus Christ.
Tried to talk to that guy about compassion, which I thought was freaking rich. I thought that was rich. I am a recovering Catholic. I remember my entire life growing up. Gays are evil. You're a sinner. You shouldn't have an abortion, this, that, and the other. All of that changed when Pope Francis came in and said, you know what? Gays are not bad. God made everybody the way he made them, yada, yada. It's kind of hard to get rid of decades of indoctrination, homophobia, and bullshit from the Catholic Church because you have a nice guy as a pope, and then you're going to use that blip in your history to try to talk to an asshole, pardon my French, I'll just call it what it is, JD Vance, to tell him to have more compassion. That's just rich. That's rich to me. I mean, it's hypocrisy at the height of it. But what did JD Vance think about getting lectured on compassion?
Trump got lectured on it by the
then he tried to go after her.
Cathedral.
Like what happened then?
The female
for the inauguration of
in the National Cathedral for the prayer thing.
Yeah, he wanted to hear her removed.
And all the Trump kids were like, who the hell she thinks she is? They all rolled their eyes.
Yeah, Lisa McCoskey could learn a few things from that lady.
Lisa got on my nerves talking about it's very difficult. There is retaliation and everything. It's like, no, you were voted in there to serve your constituents. If you're a coward, get out and let somebody else serve that will fight this.
And like I said, Jen, trying to use compassion as an excuse as a scapegoat for us to excuse her not making a stand. Because Letitia James didn't have a damn problem. Yeah. Bonnie Willis didn't have a goddamn problem. What's his name? Jack Smith didn't have a problem. Nobody had a problem. And you were there voted in to do your goddamn job. And
Liz Cheney didn't have a problem.
Yeah. Oh, I'm scared. Nope. I'm scared.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get rid of it. Convict the motherfucker and get him out.
Liz Cheney probably was laughing so hard.
What's that?
Liz Cheney was probably laughing so hard.
At least.
Yeah.
Adam Kinzinger.
So what was the question again? How did JD Vance feel getting scolded by
the Pope?
It wasn't the Pope. It was the Pope's sidekick person, but I want to know if he showed up there with a full face of makeup is what I want to know.
He was not thrilled.
Oh, Did he throw a little fit?
He did. He got upset. He's going to
Somebody
try
should have thrown holy water on him, see if he caught fire. I would have done it.
He could have just held up the cross.
He was like, ah!
Could have had a long coffin nail or something. He
You
needed
know?
some props. Where's the props?
I mean,
Where's his team?
I just get, his overseas, like he's planning all the way home on the travel home. He's planning on how he's going to spend this and get away with it, how he's going to smooth it into something else here for America to see, because he's like going to say, oh, they love me overseas. I'm so good at this, but it's treachery. He's just putting a spin on it, a lot of spin on it, and he's lying, of course. So he didn't like it because he had to plan.
I got the same exact thing. He's going to
He had to plan his response. He had to plan how he'd spin it.
If you isolate him away from politics and its influence, you will find, I think, that what was said to him struck a nerve. He understood what that person said, and he understood why that person said it. One of the issues of the Great Divine is that it speaks very softly. It's not loud. It's not overbearing until it needs to. Like if you're asleep behind the wheel, it may slap you in the back of the head type of thing. But usually it does not speak all that loud. The softest words, though, have the biggest impact upon some people. He heard it. Here's your compassionate person. There's the sun. He heard it 100% absolutely. Now he has to work on hiding it. Now he has to cover it up with something that's not true, something that's more treacherous or something like that. Because once you're aware, you are responsible. And so what he is going to take is all of the lies and the cheating and the scandal and the this and the that, pile it on top of what that man said, and then pretend he didn't say it. Problem is, with the Great Divine's message, it repeats. So someone else is going to say the exact same thing to you until one day, for whatever reason, you have no wife and no kids and you're all by yourself. When they tried to teach you compassion, now no one has no compassion for you. That's usually how that works. And so we'll see. Stay tuned. Watch this space, as they say.
I'm with Johnny. It hit a nerve. He was probably called out also on his lying. On his lying liar that lies. And he probably felt guilty about it too. But to what everybody else is saying, he was thinking about how he's going to spin it. But it hit a nerve. It hit a nerve.
Notice he wasn't invited to sit on a couch in the Vatican.
I can't with these people. I can't with these people. I really can't. So let me see. Lori, that dream that you had in regards to August of this year, can you give us the highlights, the high points on that?
I had it August 16th of 2024. And I saw these two great foes, battling it out, and it almost caused each one of them to die. Like I thought when it ended, because they were attacking each other, and I thought it ended and they were both dead. And then I walked up to the owl, and it was sputtering, and Kamala Harris came out of. It was like she shapeshifted or was wearing this to help her, disguise her, to shapeshift her, and she was sputtering, and and she made it, but she was sputtering and she was almost dead, like almost dead. And she was swearing. When she could get air out, she said F, S, and I said, and Jesus, and she asked me if I saw that Jesus was there. I said, I don't think, either I said, I don't think Jesus would like it that you swore, or, and she was, when she could talk, she was like, sure he did. He laughed. He thought it was funny. So that part of the dream really caught me off guard. But then, you know, she stood up and she was going to be okay. And I thought that was it. And the angel turned and said to me, I didn't see the angel. I heard the angel say to me, you signed up for one more year of this. So the battle would ensue. It would go on and on and on and on. And that the heavens were watching, the celestial beings, the light workers were watching. But he perished. He was alive. It was a big
August of 2025.
So it would be the summer of this year, would be the
it
1
would
year?
be 1 year would take us to by the end of August of 2025.
I don't see how this, I just don't see how any of this is sustainable. The guy is
it isn't sustainable.
Freaking global laughing stock. Global laughing stock. The amount of time and ass kissing whoever comes in next is going to have to do, because he has completely eroded our global trust. Nobody's going to share secrets with us, considering what Elon Musk and Doge have done. Okay. Our soft power, gone. China's over there going, have fun. You know, we've been around 5,000 years. You think we're going to kowtow to you, a clown, a convicted felon, a moron with the IQ of 73? We're going to kowtow to you? You know, and now he's trying to figure out how to get them to the table to negotiate. They don't take him seriously. They don't respect him.
But they don't trust our government now because we're not enforcing the rule of law.
We're not trustworthy. We're not a safe investment.
No, they don't need us. They don't need us. And they're already showing it. They're already going to all the other countries, going directly to them. We're going to be left in the freaking dirt. And whoever comes in next is going to have a huge pile of shit to clean up. Mm-hmm. It's going to fall on them to kiss other asses and say this is not. And it's not just the leadership. It's an entire Republican Party that is complacent and too freaking cowardly to do anything. You know, so I'm just speaking for myself. I have been slowly stocking away on non-perishable, including food for my dog, because when the shortages hit, animal food is going to be shorted too.
Yeah.
You know, so can we start there? Are we going to see shortages by the summer, going back to your 1 year where you said you signed up for this for 1 year? Food shortages, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
I like my dream better, Lori. I had a dream that I went to Trump's funeral with Trump. Well, it wasn't his funeral. It was viewing the casket. But I was standing by Trump, looking at Trump, and he's talking about, oh, yeah, little tiny hands, how great he looks, how wonderful. And he's sitting there with his hands on his chest, you know, in the casket with his little tiny hands. And I'm like, dude, you don't look great. You're dead.
Yeah. Did you see a date or?
No, I just walked up in this dream. I walked up to the casket. Trump was beside me. There was an old Western style spittoon by the casket, and everybody kept spitting it. It was full of spit.
Oh, wow.
Like everybody hates him. And he wasn't in the rotunda. He wasn't in the White House. He was in some building. I'm guessing it was like Bedminster or somewhere, because it wasn't a church. It wasn't anything like where you would expect a former president to be.
Will there be a
But
shortage?
he kept talking about how great he looked. I said, dude, you don't look great. You're dead. You look horrible.
I mean, look at the start he has. He looks horrible alive.
Yeah.
There is the Page of Swords delays. The Three of Pentacles, that would be your business collaborations and things of that nature. So your network of things to get things where they need to be. The Eight of Cups, there could be some shortages. Indeed, the Four of Pentacles shortages. So will there be? Yes, because everything is delayed and caught up. And it's basically whatever you did during COVID, do it again. So if you had plenty, don't buy all the toilet paper. I don't know what it was with toilet paper and COVID, but then again, I mean, unless you want to wipe your ass with leaves, then have enough of that too. So just do what you can. Keep in mind that, you know, people are still worried about Social Security and all those things too. So don't put yourself in a bind trying to prepare for the future, but at the same time, do what you can logically and financially to prepare for. And you don't really need cards because you see where Trump is pushing this to. So the delays are coming. They're already here. There's a whole bunch of crap sitting in the ocean right now that's not moving. And so, yes, there will be some breaks in the supply chain. But again, do not put yourself in a bind.
No.
Because you still need money for everything else in life. So, but do prepare.
Like what I've been doing, go into the grocery store, pick up an extra couple of items, pick up more rice, pick up more beans, pick up more meat that's on sale. Go to the pet store, pick up some extra food for Braxy. Do you see what I'm saying? We've already been there. Last time was different because it was a pandemic. This time it's self-inflicted with an asshole that nobody trusts and an entire Republican Party going, nothing we can do. Nothing. I mean, there's nothing we can do. You know, so I'm just saying, I don't mean to be an alarmist, but it's better to be safe than getting caught.
And you're not going to go out there and buy stuff that you still can't use. So let's say you went out and bought an extra pack of rice or extra this. You can still use it. So it's not as though all the supply chains are regenerated and Donald Trump is off to Venus somewhere where he belongs because it's 900 degrees, closest thing to hell he can probably get. You can still use the bag of rice. You can still use the extra beans. You can still use all that other stuff. So you'll still be good no matter what.
And like I said, I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but read the writing on the wall. China already said no.
Yep.
No.
And they're holding it back.
We're not playing.
That's
ain't
right.
playing.
Thank you, Judy.
You know what, I get it. The charities are going to suffer the most because when middle class Americans don't have as much, and when lower class Americans, those who have less money, don't have as much, they're not donating to charities. So donations will be very, very small or non-existent because nobody has it to give. So yeah, there will be some shortages on certain items. I get. Be practical. Thank you, Chia. But I don't know if it's because I talked about that dream right before this, but that's my Trump card and that's my death card, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Tickets to the park. Tickets to the park.
So everybody's going to feel a squeeze. Everybody's going to feel a constraint. But we have to work together on this. But the ones who are going to feel it the most are those who depend on some like charitable help, like Feeding America, you know, that we've done fundraisers for. Those kind of places that get out there, you know, and get food to people that don't have it. Mm-hmm. That's who's going to feel it.
Yeah.
And Lucky Girl, in regards to what you're saying, yes, pet food has an expiry date. That's why I'm not going crazy. But I'll tell you what I did do. When I went to the grocery store, I bought some extra bags of chicken and some extra ground beef because that I can cook up and serve it to her. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's just little things, being mindful, trying to plan for us and her. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, but not going into debt while doing it also. Like, okay, so I'm not going to get the junk food I need or I don't need that I want and put that fund towards something that I can freeze and have on hand in case there's shortages for Braxy, so, she's a carnivore. She can't get off on just eating tomatoes and what I'm growing in the garden. She needs like food. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I've been telling people too, you can't always rely on your electric. So putting everything in your freezers, not a good deal, and you have to have a way to cook it. So you need a barbecue or a gas stove, and you can, and you can also make sure that you have chicken stock and beef stock, all stay good. Those you can add to rice, so, and bread. So I am getting that, there some places, like you said, that there won't be enough some places. And I think it's done on purpose, and I believe it's bullying, and we hurt ourselves. We should have shot ourselves in the feet here, but there will be people that will help. So I'm not getting the tower, or I'm not getting like the COVID cards or the hurricane cards. I feel like there will be help. There will be help. But like all you guys said, and I've been telling people, you have BOGOs for a reason, and get some easy things too. Get some olives when they're, buy one, get one, and get the rice that you can, heat with water, or just find a, mac and cheese that you can just heat the water and put it in. Keep it simple. Even if you just have a small barbecue, you can heat water.
Yep.
You can add it to things, hamburger helper, or yeah. So
yeah.
And
make sure that, like we have camping supplies.
Yeah.
So we have like a barbecue that's charcoal, and then we have the little gas, the portable ones that you can take everywhere. You just buy a little portable can of propane,
right.
Just in case, you know what I mean? So it's just always to be prepared, especially if you have little furry friends or even feathered friends,
the thing you have to remember too, like the head of the Fed said, inflation's going to continue now because of these tariffs. Well, when you have inflation still going, then, okay, say you've got a parent or, family member in a senior living place. Well, if food costs go up, they're going to raise the costs of what those places cost, so the impact in so many different levels of society is insane. Be prepared for that. If you've got a loved one in a senior living place, watch out. Those prices are going to go up.
Yep. Yeah. And it's all things for people in senior living facilities. The medicine is going to go up. If they're incontinent, that the price of that's going to go up. It's
animal shelters. If food is short or going up outrageously, donate a bag of dog food or cat food to an animal shelter every now and then.
Yeah, and you have to take into account the weather too. You're not always going to have electric. The storms are getting. My brother and sister-in-law live in Seattle, and they've had storms in the last couple of years that has knocked their electric off that they've never been through before, ever. So now they had to go get generators and big batteries and things.
Make sure you have candles. Make sure you have batteries. I don't mean to get crazy on y'all. I'm just saying, better be prepared than
just do a little at a time. You have time. Just don't overspend your money, because there will be helpers. There will be helpers. I promise you.
Yeah, things are going to close or come to an end. Which I'm just waiting for it to really come to fruition. Like Johnie and Jennie were saying, there's stuff that's not being allowed to port. China is saying, no, we ain't buying that anymore. Oh, by the way, we're not buying that either. We're not buying that either. We're not buying that either. Actually, as a matter of fact, we don't even want your airplanes. Take your Boeing crap out of here. You know what I mean? It's just, it's kind of insane. And what baffles my mind is how stupid MAGA is. I want everybody to go in their house right now and look at everything around you and point to one thing that was made from start to finish here in America.
What does that say, Johnny? Oh, made in China for your tarot cards? Oh,
Everything is made in China. You look at China, they don't have anything made in America. They don't need us.
no.
And that's what this moron doesn't get. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. So I'm just saying, be prepared. But how long afterwards will it, after all the crap hits the fan, because he's burned every bridge, he's nuked them. Okay. Nobody wants to trade with us. He's trying to do tariffs everywhere. All the red states are going to feel it. I don't mean to sound like an a-hole, but coming from a blue state, I'm saying don't give the red states any money. Let them suffer. And I hate to say that, but maybe then the people in Nebraska will stop voting red. The people in Louisiana will stop voting red. The people in Georgia will stop voting red. Do you see what I'm saying? Like every single state that is a red state are not fiscally responsible.
No,
They're
but they are going to feel it.
recipients from the blue states. They take in more money from the federal government than they put out. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's time to change that dialogue of, oh, socialism is bad. Well, you're the biggest recipients of socialism from the blue states.
But they don't know that. They don't know that.
Well, it's about time they learn.
It's going to be a rude awakening.
Yeah. So what I want to know, with all this disruption that we're just waiting for it to happen, because China has already come out and said, we're not doing this. We're not playing with you. We're not negotiating. We're not playing. You're done.
Exactly.
How long is the disruption going to be in the supply chains and the shortages? And it's not just imports from China. You got to remember, he cut USAID and subsidies from farmers and then deported all the workers. So now you have fields and fields and fields of stuff that's going bad because you have no workers there. The products that the farmers need, like hoses for irrigation and all that stuff, that's about to go through the roof, and then the transportation of those products is going to go through the roof, so it's just like, forget China, just here locally within our borders, he's going to screw everything up. He already has. So I want to know how long the disruption to everything is going to be, and if it'll be long-lived.
Don't worry, Square Peg. There will be helpers.
We dig in and help each other.
How long? We will help each other. They're going to know what's coming from the blue places. They will know it.
Not to mention all those imports from McDonald Island.
Yeah, I mean, those penguins, damn them. Damn
penguin eggs are quite valuable, I think. They sold all their feathers. That's all they got left. So I don't think it's going to take a long time. I don't see long suffering with this. The Page of Cups and the Three of Cups, there is a point to where it grows, and then there's like, yay, it's over type of thing. Well, it's easing. I won't say over, it's easing. Because there's nothing but defeat around this. Again, I think this needs to be said everywhere, every day. This is not sustainable. And so even something like this is not sustainable. We're talking recession. We don't want to go into a depression. And so you have that sort of thing that is going to be on the minds of all the people who play the stock market and those type. Like we can't even inch towards talking about depressions. Recessions and inflation is bad enough of a conversation. So I think something would happen there before it got so. I don't think we're going to suffer through this for a long time. Maybe through the summer. The Queen of Pentacles would indicate maybe a fall, things start to ease, but it gets better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the bad news card on the bottom here, I want to point out that I have, out of all the cards I pulled, only 2 major arcanas. So it's not going to be as big as we think. And one of them is coming together, pulling together to get through this, to make it through this easier. There is going to be a major restriction or constriction, in the market and in food supply and everything, a major constriction, but we hang on. And then I get a Democrat coming in and improving things little by little. So the only other major arcana I got is, we have the needs, we have the means, we have the tools with the magician to offer help to each other. So I don't get like years.
Oh.
I don't think it's going to be like the Great Depression where we felt the effects.
But some people are already in that
They
situation.
shoot a Democrat back in the White House, right?
Some people are already, you don't know how many people that I have read for just recently that have been laid off or about to be laid off.
I have.
And it's, again, tapared sol con un dedo. You cannot go out there and say the job numbers are fantastic, blah, blah, when the reality, people's lived experiences, I have no 401k left, so I can't take out my 401k for hardship after I just lost my job. I lost my farm. I lost this. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how much you sit there and try to cover up the truth with your finger when the lived experience is different. Do you see what I'm saying? So, yeah. What'd you get, Lori?
I get it that it's going, it could be, I'm thinking like a couple of months is what I'm thinking. And then we come together. Because I have 2 6s here and my Ace of Cups, and that's in the hopes and fears people. There may be an estimate, like you'll probably hear some of the economists saying this could last, 3 to 6 months. And I don't think it will be that long. I think it's more like 6 weeks, 2 months, and then we get help. But again, we will have help.
I get by summer, 11 weeks or so, summer. So
by the end of summer, we'll be okay.
It lasts like through the summer. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not years and years and years, or months and months and months and months and months, and the shortages will be blamed on the man. There's a shortage.
That's what we need more than anything.
What's that, Johnny?
So that's what we need more than anything.
Yeah.
Never mind Elon. Elon is horrible too, yes. But Donald Trump started all this. He needs to be blamed. You would give him credit, and he would take the credit, I should say, if everything was great. Give him the blame since he's the president. He claims.
Say it again. Say it louder for the people in the back, Johnny. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous to see how these MAGA supporters just keep moving the goalpost. By the time they're going to be done, it's going to be at the outer reaches of the freaking universe. By the time they're done moving the goalpost, it's we did it because of the price of eggs and inflation. Well, no, what? The price of eggs and inflation doesn't really matter. Well, Doge found all this money and we're going to get a check. It's like they can't even do math. So they're claiming that Doge found what, $400 and something billion worth of fraud.
And it just keeps going back and back and back and back.
Yeah, they keep shrinking the amount. So if Doge found over 400 billion with a B dollars worth of fraud, why are you only getting a $10,000 check? Where's the rest of the money going?
Right.
Well, and part of what they're claiming that they found has been shown to have been uncovered under Biden and already fixed.
But the what I'm trying to say is, Jen, these people are like, yeah, they were trying to excuse Doge by saying they're going to give us a check. They did so great. Well, if they found billions of dollars, why are you only, first it was a $10,000 check. Then it was an $8,000 check. Then now it's a $5,000 check. Where's the rest of the money going?
Where's the check?
Yeah, where's the check? According to you all, I'm a multimillionaire because I got paid by George Soros to go protest the last time. I'm
go
100
into
million right now, according to you dumbasses. You know, like
92 million of it's going to go into a military parade for somebody's birthday.
And then why, if you uncovered $400 billion in fraud, do you think that now that money is yours as a MAGA voter? Okay, he found the fraud. Give me $10,000. Why? Who said that money was yours? You already paid your taxes. The money belonged to the government at that point.
But Johnie, here's the thing. They're saying it's theirs because they're entitled to it. But they don't stop to think. If you found 400 billion, why am I only getting a check for 10,000?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the rest of the money going? Shouldn't
That's
I be getting
wrong.
a check for
We can't do that.
100 million, 350 million? There's enough to go around.
Oh, because those little peons will be happy with $10,000.
Give the rest to start.
They were with a $1,500 check during COVID.
I mean, God, these people are freaking idiots, man. But anyways, let me see what other questions we have.
These are the same people that believe he's Jesus.
You know what? Jennie was telling me about that, and I said, good. Hang the bastard to the freaking cross right now. Nail the bastard to the cross. Let's see if he comes back in 3 days. You know what? He's so fat, he'll break the cross. You know, like.
Oh, my favorite protest sign, if y'all didn't see it, was a little kid, like toddler, like 2 or 3 years old, holding a sign. I'm 6'3" and weigh 237 pounds. This little bitty kid that's like 2.5, 3 feet tall. I'm 6'3" and weigh 237 pounds.
I love it.
I mean, you know who
Petty
fits
King
that?
boots.
That guy, Chris Hemsworth, I think is his name. The guy that plays Thor on the Marvel movies. He's about that, you know, and then you look at Trump who's claiming that, and it's like, dude, his boobs are bigger than mine. There's no way.
So, I
We
want to
have
know.
a new cup. It's called the Trump Cup.
Yeah, you know.
It goes past G.
Why is Dr. Oz trying so hard to look like
Oh
him?
my God, Jennie. Lori, did you see the picture?
Coloring his
Lori, you have to go Google it. Dr. Oz went and got
Heart
the haircut and
surgeon, what are you
everything and dyed his
doing?
hair to look like Trump.
Dyed his hair. I saw him with gray hair.
lately, so he's
I saw him with gray hair when he was sworn in with his
blonde
wife.
hair now. Blonde hair.
Uh-huh.
No, that's got to
Yep.
be AI. I just saw him get sworn in day before yesterday. He's got gray hair.
It's blonde.
It was
Gotta
blonde in the videos that were all over the place. So I don't know. Maybe he rinsed it out and went back to gray.
And now he's saying that it is our patriotic duty to not get sick because we're putting a strain on the healthcare, whatever the.
Yeah, he also said we need to be eating more homegrown things, like instead of margarine, butter. It's like, dude, butter is not homegrown.
Well, you know what, John? Let me just go get a
You have
cow.
your own cow. It is.
Let me just go get my own cow. How about that? You know, I mean, just
Earn my own butter, but it's like it's not grown like on a plant.
They got butter plants, don't they?
oh my God. What I mean, it's just a disaster. It's a disaster. But yeah, why does he want to look like Trump? Out of everybody on the planet that you could have emulated, you chose that guy.
Wearing a red tie, got the hair blonde. It's funny, like the cabinet meetings I've seen, they're all in red ties now. It's like, oh God.
Well, he's making him wear the gold pin of his head, Jen.
His little orange
That
head.
way, when the tribulation comes, you know who's on whose side. Because if you think he's Christ, then he's the Antichrist. Because the Antichrist believes or gets you to believe in him, in his message, in his divinity. He also gets killed and gets raised in 3 days too. So,
Johnny,
Wait,
they
you think the Antichrist is killed and raised in 3 days?
the Antichrist falls, not killed, falls, and is because he's emulating the resurrection of Christ. So he falls, and then 3 days later he comes back to life. So he goes to the hospital and recovers, basically.
He recovers.
Then he can convince people that I am Lord.
You're talking about an entire demographic of people that have been screaming double this and double that and this and that, and then the devil shows up and sells you a Bible made in China, and you stupid sons of bitches buy it.
They've never even read the Bible.
They're already primed.
There you go, Lori.
They're already primed. All he has to do now is perform a miracle.
And like I said, let's nail his fat ass to the wall or to the cross and see if he comes back. That'll be a miracle. There you go. So why is Dr. Oz trying to look like Trump?
He was in the White House with gray hair 2 days ago.
Dr. Oz wants to
Because
fit
his wife was ogling.
He probably had it removed then because he was getting raked over the coals in social media.
What is Dr. Oz looking like?
I don't know. He's a heart surgeon. This is a man of science, for God's sakes. And the fact that you support Donald Trump blows my whole mind out the side of my ear. But what he is doing shouldn't be necessarily questioned in relation to why/Trump. It's not rational, which means he may be going through some sort of personal crisis. This is irrational behavior, reacting to something or something else, and then what you see is the product of whatever he's reacting to. So it's almost as if what is going on in the core of him, Donald Trump is just a port in the storm. He's not really the destination. Something else is wrong with that man, period.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, he's been a pimp and a whore for the pharmaceutical, not even pharmaceutical, for the selling magic pills on his TV show for years and years and years. And so he's going through some sort of crisis with the Six of Swords. He's phasing through. I think in the next 4 or 5 years or so, he will return back to normal, but he's got some things to experience. I don't think it's Trump related. I think Trump is just part of the chapter.
He's got Dr. Oz. He's got Dr. Phil. He's got the guy from Fox News, Pete Heggs. This whole entire administration is a reality TV show.
Yes, it is.
That's a Jerry Springer rerun. That's all it is. It's just trash TV. Trash.
At least with Barr, he had a career professional, somebody who's been in the thing for a long, like he had people who had at least been in government or around government first. Now he just has all the rejects from reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
He clings to him because he wants attention from the tribe, from the cult, and wants attention from Trump himself. So he wants to look like he belongs in it, is what I get. And so he can grift money, sell more of his products. Look, I got something to offer you. He's a grifter.
I mean, what? He's upset he couldn't buy a 3rd or 4th mansion. I mean, and you're gonna suck up to the guy that's actively tanking the economy.
Yeah, nobody that voted for Kamala is going to buy his little products he sells.
I just was looking it up, and it looks like in March he was sporting it Donald Trump blonde. There's several pictures of him.
Yeah,
I didn't see that, but as of 2 days ago, it was gray.
It was back to gray.
It was gray.
He went the whole platinum blonde.
He did, and he was just prostituting himself. He is in, like Johnie said, identity crisis. He's having a crisis, and he's doing the prostitute archetype. He just wants to be part of the group, and he wants the government money. He wants government access. Contracts. Maybe he's going to try to come up with another sale of some snake oil or something that he makes. And somebody in the chat, what I was laughing about, Johnie, was somebody said, well, Trump's miracle was his ear grew back.
In hours.
In hours. And I still find that very suspicious. Very, very, very suspicious that
Trump and Elon have that in common: bad hair plugs, bad surgery.
I get because he's irrelevant and he's done. Basically.
Yeah, she's prostituting.
Like I said, man, I love Oprah Winfrey. I really do. I don't want to know much about her because I don't want my idea of Oprah Winfrey to be tarnished. But girl, stop promoting people because you're doing a shit job. We got crazy Dr. Phil, crazy Dr.
No, they were like that. They
I know. And it was like be more discerning and do a full background check and observe these people before you elevate them to a position and then they end up like this.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Dr. Phil helped her get out of her meat thing.
Dr. Phil is a charlatan too.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I will say she did have Nate Berkus and Imelda Van Zant and Tyler Perry too. So she makes some, and Tyler Perry's got his own thing. I'm not going into that. But there's a few people that she hitches her get along to that are not horrible necessarily.
But girl, stop, please.
Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz was a drop of the ball.
She was on air 25 years. There's a lot of people that have been on her show, and some are good and some are bad, and they have free will, and she doesn't.
Those two are the worst.
She doesn't control them.
Right. And they continued to change. Instead of evolving, they devolved.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that went on The Apprentice with Trump that are anti-Trump now, so.
Yeah, it's
Becca,
just,
could I ask my final question?
yeah.
So Trump is pressuring Warner Brothers, who owns Discovery Channel, to give Don Jr. a fishing show, which I can just imagine Cokehead out there fishing, right?
A fishing show.
A fishing show.
And this, boys and girls, is how you properly give yourself gummies. First, you stick your finger in your mouth, get it nice and wet, then you stick it in your little pouch of white powder.
Be careful that fish hook.
Your teeth.
Be careful that fish hook. You don't snag yourself.
A fishing show.
He's going to have a double whammy lure.
Because apparently he needs some money. He needs a show. He wants a fishing show.
Doing what? Because he don't fish. All you do is go into places and shoot
money,
animals you shouldn't be shooting.
Yeah, there you go, Johnny. Shooting
Daddy's,
shouldn't be
Daddy's tired of giving him money, I'm sure. So he wants him to be set up in some little cushy show. But my question is, what kind of show would he want Eric Trump to have?
Licking paste. HGTV, how to clean your walls.
Both of them ought to be on the new Breaking Bad.
It's a DIY wallpaper.
Do I need to pull out my face cards?
Yes, Jen, get those.
What kind of show would he want Eric to have?
What the heck is going on?
His girlfriend had fish lips like a catfish, so that makes sense. He wants a fishing show. See you, Linda, in the chat.
I mean, at this point, Kimberly Guilfoyle looks like the little fish on the, Bass Pro Shop.
The talking bass.
On the logo. Yeah, I mean, she got booted, but.
I don't know. I have no idea what kind of show this would be. We were just talking about the Queen of Cups today in the class. And a lot of times you'll hear readers say keeping the lid on the emotions because this is the only cup in the suit that has the lid, but it is actually a ciborium, or basically an urn. This is where the body of Jesus would be because this is Mary. And so she is holding her son, basically. So you have an urn and a casket and the hearse. So I have no idea what kind of show. Maybe he thinks he's dead already. Like, oh, Eric, it was so sad. He died 3 years ago. I don't know, but maybe he's a ghost hunter or something of that nature. But
I think it's about prayer and manifestation.
Well, he could be on TBN. There you go.
I get that his show would not grow and be shit. People don't like it and it would eventually close. But the show itself, because see, there's growth, celebrity, recognized liar, betrayer, someone that's vicious and vengeful. So whatever type of show it is, it would just be one big lie, and it would be easy to see that it's a huge, ginormous lie. And it could be people just protesting the show, not wanting to watch it because they recognize the propaganda that's being sold. But either way, it wouldn't go anywhere. It would close. You see that? So a significant loss, a significant ending. So if I had to say what type of show that would be, maybe it would be like buying. No, I don't even have money cards here. I
got money.
It would be working with rejected celebrities, trying to resurrect them in some way, shape, or form.
It's
But
something to do with death and resurrection.
yeah,
I get there is unfinished work because things were shifted around. A woman in a tomb done by the loser Trump, a woman who has passed on. Let's go and explore this and open up the tomb. So kind of like the tunnels for what's his name? The Al
One-Eyed
Capone.
Stewie.
Yeah, Al Capone. Something that would create anxiety, but would also bring a lot of money.
So what you're saying is
that
he would do a show on digging up his mom's coffin in Bedminster, and then they'd find all the.
You know, the Queen of Cups is the mother too. That's the mother.
Oh, look, they found parts and pieces to an entire voting machine. Look at all the classified documents we
Oh
found.
Lord! it's like Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
You're pulling out
That's
my
what I would watch if he would open his mother's tomb
Oh God!
after he
So
weed
much
eats it.
fun, you guys.
That's-
He'd have to weed eat it first.
What'd you say, Lori?
I said I've had so much fun.
Did you
being
go?
here.
Did you answer the question on what type of show he would do?
Oh, I did, yeah. That and Lara Trump could be his like Tammy Faye. You know, how to manifest. And someone in the chat said that she could be his Tammy Faye. How to manifest, and like a pyramid, because I had the 3 of Cups. That's some sort of pyramid thing. How to work together, and we'll help you get something started. You know,
pyramid scheme.
something like that. A startup thing.
So like that lady trying to sell prayers
Yeah.
for $1,000.
Yeah,
Wow.
something like that too.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's all I got tonight, you guys.
That was enough.
I mean,
Mm.
I just want it to be over. This is not in any way, shape, or form sustainable. Not just economically, but what Doge and Trump have done with our national security and access to our government is this. I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop, because there is no way.
It's coming.
Yeah.
The Queen of Pentacles is coming.
Well, we will be on Johnny's channel next week.
Hang in there, you guys. Don't go crazy. Don't go
No.
crazy. Everything's going to be okay.
I'm going to go eat my feelings after this.
Happy 420 day for those that have the munchies.
I don't have the munchies. I just have the girl bits this month. So,
I have
Oh,
the fats,
that's too.
so I don't have the munchies.
oh, you know what I did? What did you get on your groceries, Johnny?
Beans.
You got beans?
Yeah. I'm making soup and I don't have vegetables to go in it.
Oh, okay. I was going to make carne asada fries, so I'm going to go downstairs and make my
So-
fries, and then I'm going to make my carne asada. All right. Peace out, everybody. And
Bye.
we'll see you next week on Mr. Johnny's.
Bye.
Bye.